The news. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see how many people actually show up to this surprise news thing here, I guess. Uh, Hope everybody's having a good start to the day, I should say. It's gonna be nice and toasty here. It's already in upper 70s in Ohio, so we got that to look forward to. Hopefully I can get out there and get some actual work done. Hey, Whistletop. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. I thought I would try something a little new and get some news out early in the morning. And for those who come in afterwards or whatnot to rewatch the live, it's not going to be a long one or anything like that, but just getting going. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Ed, really? Wait, what was the last one? What about the man and his dog? Weren't you the man and his dog or something like that? Last I heard. Yeah, they're good at putting them ads on there. Um, it's amazing how they still put ads on my stuff even though they don't advertise me. I was looking at my analytics the other day for last week, and guess how many times they put my stuff on YouTube search? Zero the whole week, and I put like multiple videos out a day, and they still didn't put any of my stuff out. Yeah, it's got a kick to it. Whistletop Homestead. No, I already know that they do their ads at the beginning. So I usually just jibber jabber, or most time I used to usually put on an an intro first, but I don't have nothing made for the news or anything like that. So I figure we'll see what happens. Uh, oh, is it Whistle Top? Okay, Whistle's Top or Whistle Stop. Okay, okay, okay. I got it now. Whistles Stop. Okay. Okay, the first one I want to look at. Let's see if I can get this thing to pop up here. There we go. Uh, this one's kind of interesting. It's elderly California homeowner guns down a robber trying to break into his house. Police respond by arresting him uh, on suspicion of murder. I'm not going to play the video or anything like that, but um, yeah. Elderly homeowner in Oakland has been arrested after gunning down a low-life robber, but may now pay the price for standing his ground. Uh, Wednesday, the 77-year-old homeowner was arrested on suspicion of murder. He remains behind bars as of Tuesday. The fatal shooting unfolded Monday night just before 6 p.m. Two men and a woman drove up to the man's East Oakland home in a stolen vehicle, Infinity, according to the outlet. An eyewitness told Oakland police that three crooks strolled into the property and one of them was carrying a crowbar. The witnesses said he had heard a gunshot go off. But anyways, that's California justice for you. Um, yeah. You got hit for murder when you're protecting your home and yourself, for that matter. I mean, the person may not had a gun or anything, but they're coming on your property with a crowbar to do you harm. Um, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's what you're supposed to do. You protect your property and your yourself. And unfortunately, yeah, that's California for you. And I think our next one here. Let me go and close that. Oh, we get these good ones here. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about, we got reporters injured in Ukraine attack on Russia. They put themselves in that position. I'm not saying that Ukraine is bad at what they're doing or anything like that, but well, let me go ahead and find the story here. Oops. Let me look over here. 3 people, including 2 working for Russia TV, channel NTV, were seriously injured on Thursday in the Donbass city of, I'm not even going to try to, Gorlakov, as as a result of a Ukrainian attack. Journalists, I'm not even going to try their names because I'm very bad at trying to interpret Russian things. 2 others were rushed to the hospital after being injured during a work assignment in the settlement near regional capital. Again, no clue what those towns are. And MTV said in a statement on Telegram that the crew was working in a small settlement called Golmolsky, just north. When they were wounded, the other victims were cameramen and a military officer that was accompanying them. Again, this is being dubbed of something serious because of all the talk that Russia has been targeting civilians and this and that, and now Russia's making a big deal out of their reporters getting attacked. So more drama in that neck of the woods. So it's it's not really news, but it is news. So we have to see what comes of it. Russia claims it's going to up more attacks and this and that, but it's more stuff that we've already heard over and over again with this waste of money and lives. Let me see. I think our next one here. After Hunter Biden's trial and everything, Biden jumped on a plane and got busy heading to the the G7 summit. uh yeah. Anyways, again, this is nothing surprising or anything. I'll go ahead and play the video here. Let me go ahead, and he actually made it off the plane, but kind of keep an eye out open when at the start of this. It almost seems like somebody pushed him to get him going. And I never seen nobody so scared of stairs. I know he has to concentrate really hard on them stairs and everything. And we'll go ahead and go off to the other one. And you can imagine here, Biden. Go and cut the sound there. And there he goes. He has no idea where he's at, where he's going. He's dumbfounded. What president? What president have you witnessed that don't know where he's at? That has to be led where to go by either the Secret Service, press secretaries, his wife. Oh, it's a shame. It really is. But that's our president, if you want to call him that. Other news that I kind of want to go over, but still having mixed reports come in with this. This is the whole Cuban crisis 2.0, I guess you would call it. Russia is having military training with Cuba right now, and there's already what they call battleships, but military ships in that area, and a nuclear sub. And that's, again, I don't want to report too much on this because of the fact that I know it's been 16 years since Russia's done any of this in Cuban waters, which is on our borders. But it seems almost to where it's staged. It just seems staged somewhat. I don't know if it is or it isn't or anything like that, but it just seems like it's staged to me. And I don't want to put too much into it. You know, I know there's going to be other channels. Oh, World War III starting. They're already moving troops in and this and that. The Navy is surrounding the United States. And you've heard it all before. We've been in this situation for 3-4 years now. And that's the pretty much the gist of it. And I don't want to get too much into it because it just, it seems it's just like the Hunter Biden trial. It's too much of a coincidence to me. And it's the Trump trial. I knew it was going to go that way. They were going to find him guilty. There was no way around it. There's Facebook post before it came out that it was already going to be, they're already going to find him guilty. I wasn't surprised at all. I just assumed he was going to be found guilty and that he was going to appeal and then go to the election. And that's pretty much what happened. And now we have the opposite on the Hunter Biden trial. And there's a lot of experts say that the trial was thrown to be for him to be found guilty. There was a lot of things that objections that were never said, and it just seemed like it was all being played out. And yes, big distraction, big campaign, promotion. Oh, my son did this and and I'm sticking by the court decision thing. It's these people are playing chess, and Trump was 5 steps ahead, and before we knew it, Hunter Biden trial, and boom, boom, boom. Even the juries on the Hunter Biden said, what is this? Why are we even in here? He should just be going to counseling or something. We all know that there's a lot more into just gun charges and stuff. There's a lot more that he could be charged with that are not even being brought up. I think this is just a ploy to help dad out to get some votes. And of course he's going to appeal too. And it'll be going on for a long time, or it'll just go away, the next trial will be more serious, I guess, as it would go. Jennifer, if it even gets that far, I really don't think it will. Just for the fact that all the stuff that's coming out that it's a bogus trial. They're finding out more stuff every day, but we already knew this. The majority of us knew this stuff was happening or going to happen. And that's the, oh yeah, big time. I mean, like I said, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I already knew that everything going up to it, that, I mean, the judge's daughter being working for the campaign, that made millions of dollars for, Biden and other Democrats. The judge himself was a donator. It's like, it's almost like we were watching one of those cheesy soap opera movies or shows that you knew the outcome of it, and you just watched anyway because it was comical. You knew it was coming. Oh yeah, definitely. Now, a lot of people say, well, what if something like that happened to you? And I'm like, a lot of that has been happening to people like us. You go to court and it's already pre-planned of what is going to happen to you before you even step foot in that court. It's usually the public defender and the prosecutor. They're already having lunch with the judge and deciding, hey, yeah, well, this and that, and we want to try to plea, and let's just get out of there. And um, I've got golf next Tuesday, so I don't want to go too long. And that's the gist of our system. Is it's all staged, and it's what it's been. Oh yeah, there. That's that's there wouldn't be no held for if it was me or you. That right then and there, we would have been tossed in the slammer right away. There wouldn't be no running around and going say goodbye to daddy or anything else, and there are no after court parties. uh, it's and the sad thing is the majority of people right now could care less. It's you know, if you could go out and honestly get people's reaction to these courts, the the both these court rulings, I'll put it that way. They don't care. They're too busy, doing life stuff, trying to feed their families and whatnot. And it's like, oh, it's Washington stuff. Oh, it's the government. Yeah, it's and that's the shame of things. It's like, you know, during the election, we're finding out. Let me see if I can find the article here in Michigan. Oh, where was that at? I read somewhere that Michigan judge rules Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson's election is unconstitutional and against state law, and it's a big, big blow to crooked Michigan Democrats. They cooked the books. No way form around it. I mean, they're finding hundreds and hundreds of thousands of mysterious votes that just poofed into mid-air and landed on the counters, and they're finding out when it's going to court. There's no way to hide this. And I bet if you go ask the majority of people in Michigan, well, I should say in the cities, if you go ask them what was the ruling, or you know about the voting and everything, do you think it was right, or do you think there was underhanded stuff going on, or did you hear about the ruling about this? Nobody knows, nobody cares. Every the ratings on news companies right now is at a bare minimum. It is so low right now compared to previous years that a lot of news companies are going under because they can't stay afloat. they're paying all this money out for fines and this and that, and they just can't stay afloat anymore. And nobody, majority of people don't watch the news anymore because they know it's half of it doesn't get reported on, and if it does, they're so far stuck up somebody's behind, kiss and tell, that they don't report the full news. And the majority of normal people just don't watch and care for it anymore. So whatever goes on, oh well, what am I going to do? Oh yeah, and you stop and think about what things do we have coming up? um, you know, because we're already halfway through June. We got July, August, September, October, all those months that a lot of stuff can happen. And that, hate to say it, but there's a lot of bad stuff that can happen between those times. A lot of bad stuff. And unfortunately, we sat here and, we got a guest in the background here. Let's see. Oh, there you go.
Hello.
Hey, Eric. How's it going?
Oh, I just got in from the Winn-Dixie.
Oh,
Hey. They run a nice sale on prime rib. So anyway, I didn't know you were going live. I checked my.
I didn't know I was going live either.
Oh, okay.
I thought, well, let me just put out some news.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, because I mean, some of the stuff that I always check and see what's going on and everything, and majority of it, it's like I could say something about it, but at this point it goes in one ear out the other to a majority of people because they've heard it over and over and over again, and it's like, well, nothing's done, so let's move on.
Yeah, I think people are just tired.
Yeah, and it's
tired of the BS.
Like CNN, they're closing down a lot of their branches of the all those the weird shows that they put on.
Right.
They're cutting a lot of them down because they're just there's nobody watching it anymore. And
well, yeah, I saw last night reruns of Martin. Remember when Martin Lawrence had his show when he was about, I don't know, 20 something years old?
Yeah.
Those ratings are beating CNN ratings. So, I mean, it's kind of like they're stubborn.
People are getting just sick of it. They don't, they don't care. And they're kind of, oh, that happened. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew like the Trump trial, there were a lot of people really pissed off and screaming and hollering. That's as far as it went.
Right.
And then there are the people who knew it was going to happen. And then there are people that don't care that it was somebody being railroaded. It's okay because it was Trump.
Right. Right.
And
Two different standards.
yeah, it was, um, oh, the normal talk when it comes to Trump.
Right.
He's a racist.
Yeah.
He's,
He's the
this
mean
and
orange
that.
puff. Right.
But when somebody asks the question, why is he? Oh, everybody says he is.
Mm,
You can't come up with a credible thing. It's just what everybody else says.
yeah.
And that's what it is there's so many people out there,
It's called hate.
relaying what they want, and people will, oh, that has to be true because
Right.
it sounds good.
Right. Now they're all of these news outlets. They're saying, well, Orange Man needs to make a statement that he'll pardon crackhead when he's elected. And I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
why are you even going there? You hate the guy, and now you're trying to give him ideas. The thing with Orange Man is he's 10 steps above, in front of everything. And don't kid yourself. He didn't get rich being dumb.
Oh
And
no.
what the crime family is worried about, it's not this silly gun charge, but he's got a tax
No.
evasion charge coming up in October, I believe. And
Yep.
that all leads back to Daddy. And Daddy's in big trouble.
Yep. And that's why I think that this one was okay. Let's let it go through,
Right.
because there were so many things that even the defense was like waiting for, or not the defense, but the prosecutor was sitting there waiting for the defense to object, and they're waiting and nothing came out, and they were shocked because they were ready to fight,
Right.
and it's just like there was no fight there. It was just like, go ahead, I'm guilty, let's go through it. And it's just, it was just too easy. It
Right.
was, and again, I think it was like Trump's trial. He knew where it was going, and
Sure.
he planned it to go that way. He didn't
Mhm.
plan it, but he let it go that way.
Right.
Because when he was found guilty, he got more donations than anybody has ever gotten. His points
Well,
went up.
yeah.
Heck, he made a TikTok account. And he got more followers than anybody did in 24 hours.
Right.
And now he's doing this video thing, and it's got more views than anybody.
And where is he now? He's in D.C., in that devil town. He's going to speak to both houses of Congress, the Republican side. So that's and Potato, or Brown Pants, as I call him, he's over in Italy at the G7. So Trump just decides to go to D.C. now. I think that there's always been some kind of he's the commander in chief, and Poopy Pants is the president. That's the way I see it. So,
what was it? The guy from Pennsylvania.
the guy that had the brain hemorrhage.
Yeah, Fetterman or whatever.
Fetterman.
Yeah, got in a car accident.
He did?
Yeah, he rear-ended somebody, and all that is kind of, you don't
When did
know.
that happen?
Yesterday or day before.
Wow, I didn't
And
see none of it.
he actually got rushed to the hospital. So evidently it was a little bit more serious than just a fender bender. And
Well, I hope there wasn't a head injury, because he's got enough problems. So And he seemed to be getting, genuinely, he seemed to be more lucid, more uh, cognitive responses were better. To me, he did. They said that whatever he had, was it a stroke or whatever, that
Yeah.
sometimes you can slowly improve. And I was seeing it, not a lot, but at least a movement to a better whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any idea about this wreck because they keep it from you.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's just whispered on, um, you know, at the bottom of another story or something.
Right. But everyone that, or anyone that thinks the media is not all connected,
Oh,
that is a club among clubs. That
yeah.
they are evil.
It's it's just like you know, say you have CNN
That's
and
the Clinton News Network.
Pepsi wants to advertise on on the news, um, you know, ads or whatever or whatnot, and Coca-Cola wants to too. So whoever pays them the most
Right.
gets it gets up there, and that it's kind of reversed. Um, you have Democrats or you have Republicans. Whoever pays the most gets top bill, you know,
Right.
and it doesn't make a difference if it's true or not.
No.
They'll play it
Well,
because that's who's paying us.
okay, I got a real good question. I want all 50, or was it 52, of those intel chiefs that worked for Republicans and Democrats, that all said that that laptop was disinformation and it was
Mm.
Russian bots and all this other stuff. Well, guess what? That proved to be not true.
Oh yeah,
And where's the apology? Where's the retraction? Where's the retraction from all these scumbag senators on January 6th? Now you got Pelosi on film and audio sitting in the back seat of a car saying, I should have done more. I was offered the National Guard. I'll never forgive myself. I mean, it's right there.
yep.
And they're just, everybody is so, I mean, I get it. You got families, you got lives,
They
but
hear it, but
wake
it's
up.
just like
Yeah, it's right over their head.
I think I don't want to say sheep, but um,
I'll say it.
it's just
Cheap. They,
you
they got their
know
heads in
they
the sand.
they hear it and it just it goes in one ear out the other, and it's like me and Jeff talked about, you know, talking about prepping and getting people to, you know, buy a few extra things because it's not that, you know, something might happen or anything. Of course it
Right.
could, it already has, but um the fact that some of the stuff that I had already bought before 2020 came across, I'm still using that stuff, and if I have to buy that stuff now, it's 3 and 4 times more than it
Mm-hmm.
was back then.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff that I bought back then is saving me money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if that's all it is, then why is that a bad thing? And uh, they just said cost of living is only 2 point something according to the government.
Yeah. It's a skewed number.
So, um, you know, the welfare, the social security, all that stuff is only going to go up by a fraction.
Right.
But yet, if you look at the numbers, we're over 80% of what um, previous presidents were for, you know, food, utilities, all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
80%. I
Well,
was
he
sitting there looking at the graphs and everything. I'm like, you're going to need a helicopter to get up to the next level.
right. Well, that's potato. He's put a stranglehold on our energy sector from day one,
Oh yeah,
and that
yeah.
all trickles down: gas, heating oil,
Hmm.
electricity. You know, you got to you've got to burn gasoline to make electricity, unless you're nuclear, and
Hmm.
there's some gas engines that are part of that
Oh
set,
yeah,
or solar.
yeah,
But to think that the world is going to get rid of all of the Dino oil, that's absurd. So he's so, but and
yeah.
he's given money. He's paying off student loans. He's given all this money to the Kasarian mafia over there, and we know what country. And it's just I'm just astonished.
Hey, Idaho Garden Girl.
And they don't care. They're putting it right in your face, and
Yeah,
they're
it's
just like, "Hey, see, this is what we're doing, and you can't do a damn thing about it."
yeah. I mean, look at the drugs found in, and they tried to say it was, um, somebody come through
Right,
and dropped it and stuff.
right.
It was somewhere that.
Visitors aren't allowed.
uh,
Right.
how did they get in there
They
then?
don't. Well, let's look. It was juniors. Okay,
Oh yeah,
that's
there's
it.
no way around it. But
Yeah.
what was ever done about that?
Nothing.
Was there an investigation? What did they find out in the investigation? It was nothing.
We are
Yeah,
on a need to know basis.
yeah. Ugh.
They've been covering everything up.
And that's another thing is like, say Trump comes to be president next term, if he makes it. And I'm not trying to say anything bad that way, but um and if he goes and say, whatever happened to this, there are people in the background that do these investigations and then hush them up under the carpet, saying, oh, you can't say anything about that, because if you do, then we get in trouble for it, because we hushed it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole line of the government. We could go back to JFK and all that stuff, because there was fishiness going on with that. And over the
Well,
years, all the other little things that we hear a glimpse of that just disappear.
right. Well, what did Jack Kennedy say just before he was removed, so to speak? He said he's going to crush the C lower slash
Oh,
A and put us back on the gold standard. And that
hmm,
was a no because we were an oil standard. And
hmm,
that's all it took.
yeah. Oh
Ghost.
no, you don't need no ghost. Uh, yeah, and that's the whole laptop thing is saying that it didn't. First of all, it wasn't his, and then he got mad to whoever leaked all the information, and we're suing them for leaking his laptop, but it
Right.
wasn't his stuff on there. Yeah, that was hilarious. And again, it's like, oh, it's the government. What are you gonna do?
Right. Well, at the end of the day, when your chief, when your DOJ and all the other, you know, divisions that fall under that or along with that, when that's corrupt at the top,
Hmm.
You have to clean house. That's the only way to get. You got to
Yeah.
you'll go right to the root.
Yeah, I just showed the video earlier of him. He's not there. You
No.
know, they said walk, and he walked, and then he just decided, oh, where am I supposed to be walking to?
Yeah.
And he's walking. You know, everybody's over here waiting for him to come shake hands, and he's going to talk to the band members or something. And again, Secret Service had to go over. Hey, dude, you're supposed to go over here.
Hmm. Not only that, he canceled his appearance at the dinner tonight with all of the heads of state that are at the summit.
Yeah,
So who does
yeah.
that? The
It's
leader of the free world. Who does that?
it was, you know, the trip and his son and everything. It was too trying for him.
Yeah.
You're you're the head of a country. You can't have a bad day. It's just not. Oh, it's too much for me. Then get out of office. You know. Well, that would even be worse, but because then we'd have Camillo up there.
Oh,
Oh,
well, I still don't think she's eligible, but that's just me.
well, that's where it goes. I mean,
Well, that or then the Speaker of the House is third.
yeah, but that's and I did a video. Well, it's a video that's already been out since Ford. Yeah, I think it was Ford. Um, said how a little kid asked how when are we going to have a woman president? And he said, well, a woman president won't be elected, but she'll be vice president, and then something will happen to the president,
Right.
and she will become president. And that thing blew up. And it's still a video that anybody can go and look at. And it was kind of eerie because it seemed like Camillo might be, but then she couldn't find Texas or the border, and she really hasn't done anything except ooh, the yellow school bus is my favorite. You know, that's all she's done. She
Cackler and
hasn't
Pete.
done anything in office
No.
except for fire people and having people quit for underneath of her. Um, there's nothing she's done, and the higher ups, the elites, or whatever you want to call them, are saying we screwed up. We can't do nothing with her. Let's
Yep.
control potato with the controller in the back and hope he doesn't fall down the stairs too many times. Because could you really imagine him going another 4 years?
Not another 4 months.
Yeah, it's
I don't
wow.
want him on the button when you get the call at 3 a.m.
He wouldn't be on the button because he don't even know what a button is.
Scary stuff.
It's oh.
One thing though with DJT, he learned a hard lesson on politics, and oh, you need this one in your cabinet, you need that one in. No. You need to do a deep dive and get rid of the swamp trash and the traitors and the backstabbers, because his administration was full of them.
Yeah, one of the so many people when it was Hillary versus Trump, so many people flipped because there was a lot of people that were going to go with Hillary because of the way Trump talks and whatnot.
Right.
And when Trump said, well, when Hillary says, "Oh, you use those loopholes and everything," and yeah, I do, and
Yeah.
so you and every one of your Democratic buddies and whatnot. And he says that's the problem, and that's what needs fixed. And his numbers went through the roof after that
Right.
because
But you do know that when he ran against her, they did the same thing um, with the, shall we say, hanging chads. They did the same thing.
oh yeah,
But what they weren't counting on was because the polls weren't showing him winning, but they weren't counting on this giant surge of people that were switching over and voting for him. So, in other words, the cheating was not enough to overcome the switching of parties and voting a different way.
hmm yeah, and that's like, and it's the whole double standard thing,
Yeah. Yep.
Um, Clintons. We'll go back to Clintons. How much money was paid to people before the second term because he did freaky stuff in the White House? Um, why isn't he being brought up on charges? Why wasn't he brought up on charges back then? It's the same thing. I don't care, what happens in the bedroom. I don't care. That's their business stuff.
Right. I just don't want it happening in the next, the next room outside the Oval Office.
Yeah.
If you need to, you know, uh, do whatever it is. We all know what he was doing with her. He
Oh
needs
yeah.
to take that somewhere else.
Yeah. And that's between husband and wife. When it comes where you come out of the bedroom to go to work,
You don't kiss and tell.
that's the thing that matters, where you're working. That
Right.
that other stuff is personal stuff. Now, if it was, well, I'm not even gonna go there, but if it was other bad things that, um, not, not messing around with other women, but worse things, I'll just leave it at that.
Right.
Then, then there needs to have been something. But people have affairs all the time throughout history, and it's, yeah. That's
Not only that, but he was doing the same thing when he was governor down there in Arkansas.
yeah.
The state police were helping out with the.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
we'll leave it at that.
I mean, you could go down the road with Clintons. How many of their friends
Disappeared.
mysteriously are not here
Mhm.
anymore? And there is a lot. There, I mean, um, at the end of movies, you see all these credits go by. It could be the same thing, but people who are not here that were friends with Clintons,
Right.
and it's the same way with potato heads.
Bush, you got a banner?
No, actually, the banners are actually bad.
Are they?
Yeah, that's why I don't run them. Because technically, scrolling text on the bottom is reused content. It's frowned upon by YouTube.
How about if it doesn't scroll? If it's just there permanently?
Well, that's why I have it in the description.
Oh.
Well, not this one, I don't, but usually on my videos and stuff I do. But anyways, I want to go ahead and jump off here. I just wanted to get this just an hour news thing
Yeah.
here.
Sorry I wasn't here sooner, but
Oh, yeah, it was a spur of the moment thing
Right.
that I thought, yeah, because my videos don't get views because they don't put them out, and I
Really?
still get a little bit of views from live streams, so I figured I might just start doing live streams.
right. Whatever works.
Yeah, and I don't. Again, I have no idea with 101 because that's a crapshoot if he's going live or not.
Yeah.
But I'll probably be live tomorrow at my normal time.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I might move it up to 8 because I don't want to overgo somebody else's live that's at the same time. So
Right.
may start moving it up. So not to step on any toes.
Right.
But I'm going to go ahead and run the outro, and I'll catch you guys later. And thanks
Yeah.
everybody for
Have a
hanging
good
out.
day.
Hey guys, thank you once for making Bushcraft great again. Let's continue to support him. Let's go.